Yes, because I'm 20 minutes older, so I'm supposed to be first. Now, my hair's first to the left side, my hair's first to the right side. And I have a dimple on my right cheek. My dimple is on the left cheek. I'm a lefty, so I write with my left hand. I write with my right hand, so that makes me a righty. In other words, we are mirror twins. We're mirror twins are only 8% of the percentage of twins around the world. Not only that. Not only that, we get to change classes at school, and we also have our twin talks, so no one gets us. And we also got free meals so many times after restaurants because of being mirror identical twins. Yeah, actually we got one last week for free. And once we were asked to be on display in a museum where we got our free entrance. Now, being a lefty means that I will get the good side of the brain, the right side, where I get the better taste in music, creativity, imagination, observation, and shapes. And I discovered my path into art, and I became a graphic designer and learned most of these subjects. And I have to say that that side of the brain isn't that cool after all, where I get to have the left side. The side that is more technical, more smart, and more understanding to these programs, where I got into architecture. Now I have to say, at the end, we have one big brain with all these programs together. And so imagine this, you have shared interests, two different skills, and one big, great brain with two different sides that compete each other. Okay, so this helped me a lot in my graphic design major. So we got to work on different projects in photo manipulation, typography. We also got, most of them, they were screened all over the way. Now, a part of Twin Abuse, she used all my graphic design skills to create the first cover for her Art Shot magazine. Art Shot magazine is a magazine that I have founded in the Kuwait University before graduating with 3 amazing colleagues. And it's meant to spread art awareness around Kuwait, and we're planning to spread it beyond Kuwait University now. And as a part of the Twin Abuse as well, you know when you first got your SLR camera with all these MP, TV, AV, aperture modes that looks very complicated and confusing? Luckily for me, I had the experimental model, where I was able to abuse her patience once and once again until I understood the photography and got better and specialized in portrait photography. Now, I have to say, okay, your time is up. But let me tell you something, I'm not just an experimental model. I got into animal photography, which I think is really nice. At least my clients, they do not chase me in order to get their photos. Well, I have to say, no one really asked her for a new profile picture for their Facebook post. So I totally agree with her. She gets that all the time. Okay, and being a part of the Twin, let me tell you something. When you get into sports, it's very challenging. There's always a desire to get better. So when we joined Taekwondo when we were really young and we made it all the way to the black belt, I have to object, I got the blue belt first. Well, it doesn't matter, at least we both got into the Kuwaiti national team and we made it to both national and international competitions. So now we'll start our twins dream, the dream that started in 2007, when one of the workers in the Disney company got the Oscars for being an architect, and this is when it hit me. Well, it hit her that she can become an architect in order to get into animation and in order to get into cartoon. Yes, actually I had that plan, and that's why during my 5-year studies in architecture, I have focused on improving my 3D skills so that if someday I get into animation, I would be able to be more familiar with these programs. And luckily for me, I have also worked in interior and exterior freelance works out of this. Okay, now, again, I graduated from the American University of Kuwait with a bachelor's in graphic design. And then I made it all the way to the School of Visual Arts in New York City, and I got my master's in 3D modeling, animation, and computer. I have to say that my plan didn't work. 5 years from now, I'm just an architect. at least I got the first step to get into our dream and create our first animated short that's called Guryan. Guryan is a 3D fantasy that takes place in Kuwait in the early 50s, where 2 siblings, Abul and Fatuma, they roam the streets to celebrate the occasion. And there is one candy that appears, a glowing candy, that attracts the attention of the poor guy on the right who is Yasum. And this is we see this is during the movie. Okay, Abud is my first character. Well, he was the first, which I consider the hardest and most time consuming, to be honest, and it was really hard to match him to the sketch that they had to do earlier. And he plays the eldest role, the eldest brother in the animation. Fatuma, the second character, which I find personally the cutest, with her very spoiled and excited personality, she is almost a duplicate of Abud with the big googly eyes, and you'll see her how very excited she gets into everything that happens in the movie. And of course, we kept the traditional clothing into the occasion. And the third character is Jassum, which he plays the poor kid in the character. So you can see he's wearing just a brown filthy dishdashan. He's not wearing any vest nor comfortable shoes. Now, Jassum, he's unlike the other two siblings. He's sad, and you can tell that he's not as cute as the other ones. Okay, I have to say that doodling in math class paid off after all. Where this is just a sample of the billion of drawings that I have to do to Lebanese and scan them one by one and send them overseas. So this is part of the fun abuse after all. Yeah. So I did this during my graduation project. I had to scan them one by one, and this can give her a better understanding for the camera angles before starting. Okay, and even character referencing, it was one of the most fun things to do, where I got to see the acting skills of my friends, cousins, and even my parents. They participated in that. And it helped me a lot, so there was a clip for each shot, and we got to estimate the time frame and like the movements. Okay, visual effects. This was the most hard part for me, to be honest. It was really hard. I had to learn various techniques in a very short period of time, where I can create smoke and some particles that will form some objects. And let me tell you something. Animating a dishdasha, abaya, or hijab isn't as easy as wearing them. Trust me. So let me tell you something, as the last after our experience doing this movie, I have to say that nothing feels as great as seeing your sketches and ideas into a 3D character that has emotions, that moves, that talks, and the best feeling is when it draws a smile on people's face. This is when we know that you want to live each and every single day to achieve this dream. We really hope that you enjoy the movie.
Gayaan is a deep-rooted tradition in the Arabian world. On the night of the radiant full moon in the middle of the holy month of Ramadan, the month of fasting for all Muslims, everyone joins in celebration. Gayaan bridges the gap between generations, introducing children to the traditions of Arabian hospitality, while reminding adults of the joys of kindness and giving. That night, boys and girls wear their newest traditional clothing and roam the streets singing beautiful chants, hymns and religious praises, while collecting all sorts of sweets and nuts they are rewarded with. And this is a magical story about two siblings. On one fateful night of Gayaan,